Hello and welcome everyone. This is Type V3 with a Biuld Fighters review of the 1/144th scale high-grade Gundam EXIA Dark Matter, the PPSC Works Team custom-made mobile suit piloted by Meijin Kawaguchi. The EXIA Dark Matter is one sharp-looking model kit, and I mean that both literally and figuratively. The minimalist design makes for a clean look, and the basic color layout gives the robot an even simpler appearance. However, there's a lot more complexity here than initial impressions would suggest. Closer inspection reveals multiple instances of subtle color separation, most notable in the two-tone gray areas. The stickers, which there are a healthy amount of, use the same basic idea as well. Also, there are a few, although bold, panel lining opportunities. The result is a kit with great presentation from just a straight build. Now, all this detail is reflected in the build process too. Despite being straightforward at first, there's enough intricacies to increase both difficulty and build time on this high grade. For the most part, you're given almost a full inner frame, and a lot of the armor plating is made up of multiple small parts. Of course, there is one big issue here I need to address. The EXIA Dark Matter isn't what I would describe as being anime accurate. The red plates are just too bright. They should be more along the lines of a burgundy shade. Then there's also the need for extra amounts of black paint to fill in the undersides of the red armor and other sections too. Depending on your tastes, a little more work will be needed. As for the proportions, they're mostly spot on, but the two wings on the Dark Matter booster are a tad large. Alright, first things first, this Dark Matter booster, you'll notice he doesn't have any weight issues. Why? Because it is very, very light, and in turn, that means it's also very flimsy. I mean, compared to EXIA itself, EXIA feels like a rock in terms of build quality. I mean, even for a model kit, I was surprised at how solid this thing is. But the booster is just so light, and yeah, I mean, upside, balancing issues are fine, but it just feels a little flimsy. Now, you know you can take it off, so I'll show you. It's just two pegs that plug in there. And then here on the actual booster, this thing has these little fins are each on ball joints. The wings have a hinge, and they're connected here and here together, which is on a ball joint that connects right here through this rod that has also on a hinge that can swivel. So there's a lot of decent mobility going on in the booster here. And you can just open this up, pop up the head, open up the, I guess you would call these legs, and you got yourself a little bird creature going on. To get him on the stand, you'll see there's a cover here, but there's a little tab that just helps you take it off, reveals a hole, and now you can put it on a stage. And there you go, you have your little dark matter bird, so that's pretty neat. As for EXIA itself, articulation is pretty decent. I'm not going to lie, there's a little bit of things here that I would wish for more of, but we'll get to there. The neck is on a hinge that goes back and forth. The top is a ball joint. The shoulders are connected to the armor, so when you move the ball jointed shoulder, they move with it, which is really neat. The arm has a hinge that goes outwards. There's a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, which gets a little bit more than 90 degrees, and it's okay. A ball jointed wrist, as you'll see right here, but you'll notice that that came up pretty simple because I found that the tolerance here at the wrist joint is pretty weak, and it can't really support that much weight. The torso has a single waist swivel. That's it. There's no ab crunch, there's no side to side, it's just a waist swivel. So that's a little disappointing in my opinion. The hips are connected on a straight rod that goes through the crotch so they can go up and down together. The hips themselves have a good forward movement, and you'll notice there's independent skirts that go and get out of the way. But the side movement is limited to about 45 degrees, so I wish it could come out all the way, but it can't. A little disappointing. There's a thigh swivel. The only problem with the thigh swivel is that because the armor is molded around the circular hip, when you use the thigh swivel, it kind of loosens up and moves down a little bit just to get around it. So that I don't know why that happens, but it does. The back skirts cannot move, if you're wondering. As for the knees, they're double jointed, and it's a really good bend. Really enjoy seeing that happen, the double huge bend on the knee joint. I love that knee pad too, it looks awesome, which then just chooses to fall off. Thanks. The ankle has a front guard on a hinge, which is, it works. And the ankles themselves are a hinged ball joint, so forward and backward movement is great, and there's some slight side to side. So yeah, overall, pretty decent articulation. I do wish there was more to do within the torso, and I do wish the hips could go out a bit more, but so far it's pretty decent. I think the most surprising thing about this kit is just its sheer solidity. And finally, if you want to get them on a stage, there's actually a hole here, but like the Dark Matter booster, it's covered up, so you do have to get in there and then reveal it just like that. So there you go. The EXIA Dark Matter comes with a decent amount of accessories in the box. You've already seen the fist, so the only other hand options are a single left open palm and a pair of angled gripping hands. The latter are used to wield the prominent and brindicle blades, or the fire and ice swords for simplicity. They look okay. Obviously they're in need of black paint on the hilts, and the red dome sticker does look horrendous. Still, they get the job done. Also, when not in use, you can store them on EXIA's hip with the help of extra parts. Next is the Dark Matter rifle. It snaps on over the Gundam's right arm and pegs in securely in the fist and forearm. This is probably the best weapon as it looks great and can be wielded without issue. You can even attach a beam saber for melee situations. EXIA's final feature involves the Dark Matter booster. You can pop off the bottom fins, slide out the handles, and then have the model wield the blades. It's a very cool gimmick. However, they're so heavy that EXIA's wrist joint crumbles under the weight of them. It's a shame, really. To put it plainly, the high-grade Gundam EXIA Dark Matter is just a really nice model kit. Sure, it's going to need extra work to get it anime accurate, though that's not to say it doesn't look awesome all on its own. It's a structurally solid build with plenty of play options. Articulation could be improved, and I did find the accessories' weight issues frustrating. Still, I can't deny I found the core mobile suit immensely enjoyable. So much so that I'd even recommend buying this kit just for the red EXIA alone. But then, that's sort of the biggest concern. You have to be a fan of EXIA to even consider this kit. By all means, it's sturdy and it's fun, yet this isn't a kit that does anything remarkable. So if the core design doesn't speak to you, it's an easy pass, and for those still interested, you're in for an excellent build. Anyways, this has been Type V3. Thanks for watching, and I'm feeling a little sad now that Gundam Build Fighters has come to an end. Though, I suppose there's still plenty of kits to look forward to. After all, the finale did reveal one Gundam that was amazingly repaired.